Once upon a time, in a dense jungle surrounded by towering trees and meandering streams, there lived a dog named Remo. Though clever, Remo was lonely, for his sly ways kept him from forming true friendships. His only companion was a fox named Kairo, who was popular among the other animals and spent his days playing and hunting with them. Despite Remo's efforts to bring Kairo closer, the fox always seemed too busy, much to Remo's frustration. One day, Remo decided it was time to find companionship elsewhere. He courted a kind and gentle she-dog in a neighboring village, and soon the two were to be married. However, as custom demanded, Remo needed a companion to accompany him to meet his future in-laws. Swallowing his pride, he asked Kairo for help. Reluctant at first, Kairo agreed, but only on the condition that they return the next day. Remo eagerly promised, though he secretly had a different plan in mind. The two set off early the next morning, walking through meadows and over hills. Midway, they passed a lush tomato plantation. Remo stopped abruptly and said, "Kairo, I need a favor. Do you see that herb near the tomatoes?" "Yes," Kairo replied, inspecting the plant. "It's known to cure stomach aches." "Exactly. When we reach my in-laws' house, we'll have a grand feast. If I overeat and get a tummy ache, I'll need you to rush back here and fetch this herb for me," Remo explained. Kairo agreed, unaware of the cunning scheme brewing in Remo's mind. By sunset, the two reached the village. Remo's in-laws greeted them warmly and offered them a room to rest. Soon, a lavish feast was brought in. Hungry from their long journey, both Remo and Kairo eagerly began to eat. But just as they took their first bites, Remo clutched his stomach and groaned. "Kairo, it's happening! My stomach is aching terribly. Please, fetch the herb quickly before it gets worse." Alarmed, Kairo dashed off to the plantation, sprinting through the jungle. Meanwhile, Remo settled back and devoured every dish, leaving not a crumb behind. Once he had his fill, he called for the dishes to be cleared and lay back contentedly. When Kairo returned, breathless and clutching the herb, Remo feigned surprise. "Oh, Kairo, my stomach miraculously feels better now, but thank you for your effort." Kairo looked around, disappointed to find no food left. Hungry and dejected, he went to bed, his stomach growling. In the middle of the night, hunger gnawed at Kairo. Seeing his distress, Remo suggested they steal a goat from the village pen. Desperate, Kairo agreed. Together, they succeeded and returned to their room. But as Kairo slept, Remo smeared goat's blood on him, plotting to shift the blame if they were caught. Unbeknownst to Remo, a group of rats had witnessed the act from a corner of the room. At dawn, the villagers discovered their missing goat and stormed into the room. Seeing Kairo stained with blood, they immediately accused him. Kairo, bewildered and betrayed, pleaded his innocence. Remo, feigning shock, remained silent. Just as Kairo was being dragged away, the rats emerged. "Wait!" one squeaked. "We saw everything! It was the dog who smeared blood on the fox while he slept!" The rats presented the bowl Remo had used, and the villagers, outraged, freed Kairo and turned on Remo. As punishment, Remo was leashed and kept as a pet to replace the goat he had eaten. Kairo, though hurt, returned to the jungle, vowing to never trust Remo again. From that day on, the tale of the deceitful dog and the loyal fox spread throughout the land, serving as a reminder of the value of honesty and loyalty.